Hello, everybody. How are you doing? It's Damon yet again with another list, and this time it's about I rebooked WrestleMania 16, aka WrestleMania 1000. I thought it was a very disappointing show in your life, and yeah, I'm also surprised I already hit basically 2000 WrestleMania. I just started 2000 WrestleMania, and yeah, I would have made sure there was 16 match because in real life there were no singles match bar Cat versus Terry. It was a cat fight match. I would rectify this. There would be many multiple multi-people tag or multi-people match in that card, but it's like it doesn't need to be as many. And it'd be 12 matches. And I would start off WrestleMania not 16 like WrestleMania 13 started in an actual broadcast. I would start out with a four-way tag match, determine the number one contenders for the World Tag Team titles after that night, because that night will be more team-oriented. It'd be basically the Ed Bangers, like WrestleMania 13, versus Destin Albert versus D'Lo Brown and Godfather versus Bo Buchanan and Big Bossman. B2, because both of them were basically, I could say, they could have basically called B square because Big Bossman, Bo Buchanan, both of them had two were alliterative names that start with B's. So, D'Lo Brown and Godfather, former World Tag Team Champions, would have the team underway. We basically seem to have the win underway until basically Godfather goes for the train, but Big Bossman, or basically you could basically have a not Big Bossman, basically uh yeah, Big Boss. He tries Big Godfather tries to hit Mosh. That's it from Ed Bangers, and he tries to hit Big Boss, and Big Boss Man ducks, gets out of the way, tags Bull Buchanan, and that leads to D'Lo Brown and Godfather have some friction. They get thrown out of the ring, and pins. Big Boss Man pins one of the Ed Bangers after a combo of the Big Boss Man slam and top rope leg drop from Big Bull Buchanan. And after the match, D'Lo Brown turns heel and Godfather hits him with a sky high in the lowdown. So the World Tag Title scene, what does it change to WrestleMania 15 to WrestleMania 16? Well, uh, D'Lo Brown and Godfather lose the title to the Acolytes. Who will lose it the Arties, like in real life, they lose it back to Acolytes, and you have Kane and X-Pac actually win the tag titles, keep it for a little bit while, uh, like for a month or something. They would not have several reigns, they would just have one reign. They would lose it to Undertaker and Big Show. We lose it to Rock and Mankind. We lose it back to Kane and to Taker and Big Show. We lose it to the Rock and Sock connection. Then you have basically uh the New Age Outlaws when we regain the titles there. They would just lose it to the Ollies and maybe Al Snow and Foley winning tag titles like in real life. Then the Outlaws and the Dudleys and this. Okay, so that would be this for the lightweight title. I would have last year S. would just keep the title all the way through and keep it to this second match of the night. You have S. defending, keeping the title against Taka in a great 10-minute match. For the hardcore title will basically be the same thing as in real life. Exactly the same. So it would lead to Crash Holly defend the title against Bob Holly, Funaki, Viscera, Midian, Stevie Richards, British Bulldog, Mark Henry, and yeah, that'd be it. And Bob Ali would happen to win the title in that match, only to lose it back to Crash Holly the next night. That's fine. And the fourth match of the night would be a squash with APA destroying the Mean Street Posse in an handicap match under 4 minutes. Yeah, so as far as the main event, the semi-main event, you have a mixed tag match with Val Venis and Cat versus Gangrel and Luna. Whew. If it was the main event of WrestleMania would suck. But Val Venis does pin Gangrel after his top rope splash. And in the main event, it wouldn't be a triple threat ladder match. It'll be a four-way ladder match for the World Tag Team titles with the Dudleys defending against Edge and Christian like in real life versus Arties like in real life versus Ed Cheese. Al Snow and Steve Blackman were very popular. And I thought, why not put him there? They were undefeated tag team, so I thought it would be a very good idea. So that'd be the main event, but the result is not debatable, and the result is not changed as in real life. Edge and Christian finished night one of WrestleMania 16 as the World Tag Team Champions. Moving on to night two. The first match will be Big Boss paying double duty and opening two nights of WrestleMania in a row as he faced Taz. However, Taz wins via submission due to Taz mission. In the second match of the show will be 8-person tag. Mick Foley teams up with China and Too Cool to beat the Big Show and the Radicals. And I would have Scotty Tuati pin Dean Malenko. Like Mick Foley would pull out the Mandible Claw and Big Show on the ringside. Big Show's not going to be pinned there. Want to protect him because he's supposed to be an attraction. Basically, you have Saturn getting basically DVD on Scotty Grandmaster Sexay. Uh, then afterwards, China basically knocks out Perry Saturn. Uh, Eddie Guerrero tries basically to attack China. He's getting dumped to basically powerbomb, the sleeper slam. China's getting taken out to ringside by Dean Malenko. Scotty Tuati delivers his top rope, is leaping DDT from the second rope, does the Warren 1, 2, 3, and then you have a dance off afterwards. That's how Mick Foley gets rid of now the story. I want to have basically a cheerful ending for Mick Foley. Like, yeah, he got retired by Triple H, but he still went on in his terms. In the third match of the night, they beat Jacqueline, defending the women's title against Tori. I felt it was stupid that Jacqueline carried the WrestleMania, the World Women's title, near WrestleMania, but lost it to SmackDown the very night before WrestleMania. Like, you could have Jacqueline go to WrestleMania as a women's champion, and she lost to Stephanie McMahon, who did nothing with the women's title. At least, if you're going to have this, why can't it just be to the counterpart, the women's wrestler of the DX McMahon faction, and that'd be Tori. So there will be a match at WrestleMania between Jacqueline and Tori, and you have basically DX interference. Yeah, X-Pac and Road Dogg would basically be on ringside. It would trip Jacqueline. It'd be sort of interference. Even Stephanie gets involved, and Tori winds up beating Jacqueline to win the women's title at WrestleMania. Now, there's 3 matches left. Before the penultimate match, as in real life, you have Kurt Angle defending both the IC title and European title against Chris Jericho and Chris Benoit. And like in real life, Chris Benoit wins the IC title the first fall. Second fall, Chris Jericho pins Chris Benoit to win the European title. Kurt Angle loses both titles without getting pinned. That was great. That was very, very wise to do. In the penultimate match, like in real life, you have Rikishi and Kane versus Rikishi and Kane versus X-Pac and Road Dogg. Kane, it would end with both Rikishi and Kane pinning simultaneously Kane and Road Dogg. That's it. And if you really want to, you can have the dance off with Rikishi, Mick Foley, China, and Too Cool happen there. If you don't want to do it in the first match, you can have it there. In the main event, be the same thing in Backlash 2000. Be the Triple H defending against the winner of the Royal Rumble, The Rock, who would have won without controversy. And I would have basically, if Vince could still be a heel in this case, or not. Shane could try to interfere, DX could try to interfere, but in the end, Stone Cold Steve Austin returns at WrestleMania unannounced. Watch the pop that would happen. He hits everybody but Triple H with steel chair. He doesn't touch Triple H. Rock hits 2 rock bottom, people's elbow, 1, 2, 3. Rock actually does something he hasn't done in real life, and that's actually win the WWE title match in the main event of WrestleMania. He ends the WrestleMania as WWE champion. And I would do this, and Rock and Austin celebrates the end of WrestleMania by drinking beers. That's how I would have booked WrestleMania 16. Let me know in comments what you think. The comments down below. And you know what happens next. Just one more fight. You know what's going on too. And if you don't understand that, then you're not a wrestling fan. So anyway, see you guys later. Bye.